Okay, I pruned it heavily because of the hard freeze. It did okay. You can still see it's nice and healthy. That's to show you a late hard freeze of 27 degrees, and I still have an avocado tree. It used to be about maybe 4 feet higher. It was like right around here. I pruned it down and pruned the sides to flush out more growth. So you see like a lot of growth died, but you can see a lot of new growth, new flowers coming out, new, as you can see. A new move, transplanting of a Concord grape right over there against the fence. Hyssop. This is cilantro. Hyssop over there, hyssop. Oreganum syriacum, Syrian oregano, viola, and this is pink savory. This is another form of zaatar. You need a lot of this to make zaatar, so it's just good to add dry a little bit and add it. You can see the new growth coming out. It did die back a little bit in the hard freeze, but it produces beautiful pink flowers that aren't ready yet. I'll do another video on that later. This is well sought after, perennial. This is the sweetest smelling zaatar I have. This is the best smelling zaatar I have. But they call that they call this a nickname barrel sweetener. I assume they have barrels of, you know, water or bourbon or whatever, and they add this herb in there, or the essential oil of this herb, and they sweeten the contents. I believe it because this smells amazing. Yeah, like zaatar. If you smelled fresh zaatar before, but add a sweet accent to it. Okay, this is my donut or Saturn peach. I'll step back so you can see it. Heavy rains came like, look at the dark clouds again. Heavy rains came yesterday, the video that you guys saw. So it knocked off a lot of the flowers, which is, that's normal. That's how it goes, but look how gorgeous this is. Look at this. I love, if you, okay, I'm gonna step back. This is one of those where I said I could take time. And here's my son. There you go. I guess my son's gonna be in the video now.
What? I'm a hammer.
You're a hammer?
Yeah, I'm punching you.
Okay, you're punching me. All right, so you want to help Daddy with this video? Because we're at 25 minutes almost. If you guys are still around, all right, well, it's going to get kind of a, maybe more entertaining if he sticks around. Okay. So what I was saying is, why plant a flowering cherry tree? Why? Why plant a beautiful flowering tree so it produces for you, the reason why you purchased it, for 2 weeks flowers, and then the rest of the year is just a tree? Why not plant a flower, an actual cherry? Most of my subscribers know that this happens a lot, so whoever's watching for the first time, get used to it if you want to subscribe to me. Oh God, it's all coming back. That I'm forgetting everything because my son interrupts. Okay, why plant things that don't give you something back? Plant a peach, plant a nectarine, plant an actual cherry tree instead of flowering. Enjoy the flowers, and then when it's done, enjoy the fruit. He's eating purple tree collards. Good.
Look at your phone, please.
You look at my phone. Here, look. All right. Okay, that is a Zaatar avocado. That's a recent planting. That's only one month ago. So just to show you that it went through the hard freeze without any protection. This burlap I put just today because that side is a south-facing side. It's getting burned by the sun. So I'm just trying to protect it. I didn't give it any protection. I pruned half of it off and it's still there. Still fine. 27 degrees. 1 month in the ground. So just plant and just try it out. Oh, my son went back inside. This is just bush beans. Hyssop. Viola. Another form of zaatar. This is called conehead thyme. The Latin name or botanical name for this is too hard to pronounce. I'm not going to do it. This produces beautiful, beautiful cone heads of pink flowers. Beautiful. Mostly found in the island of Crete, around Greece. Not that rare. That one's rare, the Timber spicata. But this one is not that rare. You could probably find it online or something, but it's not that easy. Red Russian kale, another anise hyssop with the subel. Keep going. There's this triple crown right here. I took a whole bunch out and put that Zutano. I just put the Zutano because I had a space. I didn't like the triple crown. It's taking over the whole place. The triple crown blackberry, that is. It's a B type. Mexicola is the A type. I produce fruit off of the Mexicola within 2 years of it being in the ground by itself. There's no neighbor that has an avocado tree, so it can self-pollinate. But what's it gonna hurt? Now with this Zutano, I want to keep at only 6 feet. I want to keep pruning it back. I want to be a bush of avocado. I don't want it competing with the Mexicola. More Oregonum syricum. Oh dear, one moment. Blackberry, Loch Ness blackberry right here. My first ever purchased tree. It got mangled 2 years ago by raccoons. They broke limbs like crazy. I didn't get any fruit last year. This is my Fuyu persimmon. I love this fruit. Number one, still number one. Even I had cherimoyas. I have a cherimoya over here. Sapotes, everything. I don't know what it is, but I love persimmon. Fuyu persimmon, excuse me. It's the one that's non-astringent. Okay, 2 sunshine blue blueberries planted in the same hole. They've been here forever, 4 years, or maybe 3.5. Look how gorgeous they are. Okay, raspberry patch heritage. Look how bright green. Wood chips tie up nitrogen, huh? That place where it looks like I buried somebody, that's potatoes. I put grass clippings on the ground, put seed potatoes, Yukon Gold, because my son says it sounds like Yukon Watch, or not Yukon, Yokai Watch. So I got Yukon Gold, and I planted 10 seed potatoes and buried them under a foot deep of wood chips, decomposed wood chips. And as you can see, they're growing out. And that's a fake wooden snake I put there to help deter pests from digging, and some lavender, Grosso lavender clippings I put to help deter pests from digging in that. And no cat, no squirrel, nothing dug in that area. But where I have wood chips in piles without this type of deterrence, there's poop all in it. But not here. Jujube growing like this. I don't know how to prune this tree, so I just thought myself, how am I going to prune it? I heard an article and I watched a YouTube video long ago that said in California, jujubes, this is a Lee variety, Li, like to grow up nice and straight and skinny. They're right. It doesn't want to fan out for some reason. So I pruned it back a little bit and pruned back to 3 pine cones. They call this a pine cone. Let me show you. This is where the fruit comes from. It's like a spur. You do not prune this off if you have a jujube. Right there. You see in the middle it's starting to grow out? Do not prune those off. They start out very small and they gradually get bigger and bigger, like you see these new ones. You see that? Not that big? So the bigger the pine cone, what I've noticed is the longer, sorry, the focusing, the longer the stem grows and the more jujubes fall off. A great fruit. Okay, this is a Kornecki olive, Kornecki, Greek. The reason why it's on this is because it's pruned farther here than it is here, because it was set so much fruit on this side that it almost fell to the ground. It was at least 300 olives on this small tree. Cilantro, new patch. This is a cherimoya. Did very well. This is a chaffy variety. I had to replace it last year with the El Bumpo. El Bumpo, once it got to 36 degrees, it did not make it. 36, I mean, it was struggling, everyone. El Bumpo. The reason why I bought the El Bumpo was I was told that cherimoya, I've tasted it before, and I do agree that it's one of the best tasting fruits in the world. Cherimoya is the best tasting fruit in the world, and the El Bumpo is the best tasting cherimoya. So I'm like, wow, I can get the best tasting fruit and the best variety of that fruit. So I said, let me plant it. Well, 36 degrees came around and it was hurting. This, 27 degrees and of a hard freeze, the late frost, then it started to die back a little bit. but it's still green. If you do scratch, you can see all my scratch tests. They're all green still. So these buds, let me show you. These buds that are all down the line on both sides, they're gonna flush out when it starts getting warmer. They defoliate anyways in the spring here in California. Okay, rhubarb. This is newly planted, first year in the ground. This is about maybe, I don't know, 2 months in the ground or less. Look at the growth. This is from seaweed. Because I planted rhubarb before and it didn't grow like this prior to wood chips and seaweed. Look at how, look, I'll show you the other one. If you think this is big for the first year in the ground or first 2 months in the ground, look at that. Look at the size of that leaf. Watch this. Look at that. This is 2 months in the ground. All right, let's see. This is a red currant right down there. I love currants. My grandmother did as well. She used to use it in her baking. I got caught by the jujube. Hold on. Oh. She used to use it in her baking. It is producing fruit. I don't know if you can see it on the video. The hanging right there. That's red currant, and I have a black currant as well. This is a 4-in-1 fruit tree stone fruit. This is facing me. Is a Babcock white peach, Santa Rosa plum going that direction. You see the white flowers. This whole fan, a beautiful fan, it looks like a bonsai, is royal apricot, and this is a Fantasia nectarine. This big, huge limb coming out, Fantasia nectarine. They all counterclockwise. Apricot ripe, then the Santa Rosa's ripe, then the peach is ripe, then the nectarine is ripe. So 4 months, 3 to 4 months of production in one tree. Ultra dwarf burgundy plum. It only gets about this tall, and that's about it, unless that graft goes into the ground. The scion, that is. So very productive plum, delicious too. Oh, I don't remember how to pronounce it. Muka. The grape, a black grape, Muka grape, recently transplanted from that pot right over there. Took it out, put it in here. And over here I planted some Jersey Giant asparagus just recently. Very weak, small crowns. I purchased the ones that you get in the bag. They're producing but barely anything. Right here, you see it. So there's 3 crowns here. We're gonna see how they do. There's the black currant over there. Here's my all-in-one almond, doing well. A lot of flowers. You can see the little brown spots on the floor. Those are all 100 or more flowers from the hard freeze, but it's still producing almonds. Let's see, Oregonum syriacum growing wild. This is my Oregonum syriacum patch, Syrian or oregano. This is the main plant I use to produce my Zaatar mix, my homemade Zaatar mix. All this, Satsuma mandarin, Oregonum syriacum, Mayer lemon, Oregonum syriacum, Algerian or clementine mandarin. Not doing well, never did when I planted it, so I don't know. My raised bed, I usually use this for test plot or my root vegetables or things. So I got my beets, more beets, garlic, onions, carrots. You see how thick I plant my carrots? They're only the 3-inch type, the size of your finger or less. Thick planting of carrots, as you can see. All this greenery is done by seaweed, the fake snake to help protect from cats pooping in here, or the rocks to help protect it so they can't get in there and dig. Onions, that when I buy onions from a store, I just cut the bottom off and plant them, and then when I need it, I pull it out, I cut what I need, and I wait a day, and then I plant it back to stunt the growth. More beets, garlic, strawberry spinach right here. It's a good tasting spinach, but you know, there's turmeric in here too, but I can't really find it right now. Snap peas, sugar snap peas, my son's favorite. 6 of those. Hard freeze did this right there, but it'll grow. If you look close, you see the growth? It'll grow back. And this fence panel fell because of that rain yesterday, the wind. Let's not forget my grass. This gets a lot of views as well, my videos on my grass, and a lot of questions. One of the most is on my grass. This was planted, oh, I don't know, 2 years ago, maybe a little bit less, by seed. I just took out all the weeds, put a thin layer of wood chip mulch, put my grass seeds, and fertilized with seaweed and fish emulsion, just like I do my plants. And as you can see, not many weeds. There's some clumps. I'm not gonna say there's none. There's some clumps. There's a clump of weeds there. I'll just keep chopping it back or maybe pulling it out. There's a clump of weed right there and right there, but that's it. So there's no weed and feed. This is all, I guess you could say, naturally grown. There's not much thatch either because of that reason, I believe. So yeah, I just mow it every once in a while and fertilize it like I do my garden. You know, if the parsley could look that gorgeous over there, that dark and light and green and beautiful, with fish emulsion and seaweed and wood chips, why can't this? So what I do and I have videos on it, previous videos, I put a thin layer of wood chips, very fine 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch pieces, and I rake in the wood chips into the base of the grass. So if you mow it over, you're not catching that wood chips. It's at the floor already. It's on the ground, on the soil level. And right here I have 1, 2, 3, 4 Moringa trees, Moringa oleifera. The purpose for those trees is because Moringa is expensive and delicious in my opinion. You can put it in soups and eat the seed pods. These trees they die back in the winter here in California. And not too much, like you see right here. This one didn't die so much. The others did. The hard freeze is what the result was. If it wasn't a hard freeze, you're going to be looking at little trees right now. But of course that hard freeze had to come and they died back a bit. So I cut them all the way down. They're green. You see the stump right there? It's green. So it's going to come back. Usually they come back beginning summer. And then they grow like crazy. I think it's one of the fastest growing trees in the world, it's stated. So the reason why I planted them here is because the afternoon sun comes in and I want this grass area nice and shaded, and these moringas do a great job of that. This is a dwarf grape. This only gets about this big, ever bearing as well through the season. It just keeps producing grapes, clusters of grapes, about maybe like 30 grapes are this big. Mosquito plant, mint habec, mint the best, mint the best. And a bay leaf tree, bay tree. But that's supposedly the first type of mint in the world is habec, H-A-B-E-K. That's the first mint. Every mint is hybridized after that type of mint. It smells like sage and mint mixed. This is sumac. Not many people grow this plant because it's an invasive, but I think it's gorgeous, and it's part of the Zaatar mix.